Do you know what I mean? I can't see this as being workable, quite frankly. I also worry because we've had whistleblowers from Whitehall saying that, you know, we didn't want to process these people. We're horrified, in fact. There's one caseworker who said most people I assess are lying. Even if they eventually get a deportation order, it's mainly voluntary. Very few of them ever get sent home. The Home Office hasn't the resources or willpower to do it. They're told to call these people customers, not applicants. I mean, a lot of these people are being bullied from above as to the approach they've got to take, although I do agree that some heads have got to roll, haven't they? Because when you look at some of the reports coming out, especially the sex attacks on young girls, this isn't a trumped-up, overblown, oh, we're just handpicking the odd case that an asylum seeker or a migrant has committed this crime. It's day after day after day. And, I mean, look, for instance, this month, the rape in Leamington Spa, I'm not sure I even know about this one, had a reporting restriction placed on the case because the defence lawyer said the video the victim took of the attack was so harrowing, it risked disorder if the public saw it. In addition, Sultani Bakatash, also an Afghan national charged with the rape of 2 teenage girls in Bolton, Dawajan Ahmadzai, another Afghan national found guilty of 2 counts of sexual assault of a child. These are women and girls! These are little children! Having their lives destroyed! Someone's got to take responsibility. There's surely somebody's head has to roll.
Yeah, it's complex, isn't it? And look, I think I agree with you
it's
on
not
the
complex.
top line.
It's blimmin' easy. It's easy, Sebastian. You don't let men in from misogynistic medieval cultures where they stone women to death. You just say no. No. You got nothing to do with us. You're not coming in.
So what would you do then? You'd have certain countries who just wouldn't accept asylum claims.
Exactly.
And which ones?
Well, Afghanistan for one. Sorry, no. You pose too much of a risk to women and children. We've already brought in everyone that, you know, seems to say they've got some sort of connection to the British military. I'm sorry, now we've looked at what's happening to our own, and you protect women and girls first. No to you. No to Eritrea. You can get those statistics of the people who are committing the worst possible crimes and just say no. Hungary's said no. Poland has said no. America's saying no. We get to say no. We're not the YMC blimmin' A of everybody in some far-flung, brutal, brutish, grim country who suddenly decides they want to live here. No. It's easy.
Well, let's start with where we agree, I think, which is that living under the Taliban is really, really horrible. And there will be many people who don't agree with the Taliban. And often, I don't know if you've noticed this, I certainly have, many people who leave these regimes and who you meet in real life, they leave because they hate what is happening in their own country. So they're completely at odds with the attitude of the Taliban towards women. And therefore, I think it would be really problematic to essentially tar everyone with the same brush, to say, I'm sorry, we've looked at the statistics and many of your people...
Sometimes, life ain't fair. Life ain't fair. Sometimes you've got to do that. And Afghanistan, you know, you could go over the border to Pakistan. Oh, that's right. Even the Pakistanis don't want the Afghans anymore. There's 53 Islamic republics. If they want to go to misogynistic cultures, go there. It's not our problem. It shouldn't be at the expense of girls.
The first is that they are going there. The majority of the countries that take the most asylum seekers are in the Islamic world. By far, even in Europe, we fall behind France and Germany in terms of the numbers we take. And secondly, as I say, a lot of these people don't want to go to other misogynistic cultures. They don't like what they're living under in the Taliban, and who can blame them? It's awful. And therefore, they're seeking somewhere with better values. And I would like to think that Britain does have those better values.
We do, but unfortunately, when you keep hearing day after day, can't even show the video of one sex attack because it's too harrowing. I'm sorry, we've had the grooming gang scandal. We're now beginning to see regularly what is happening to girls. Sebastian, come on. As a country, we just go, no. We can say no. It doesn't make us bad people to go, do you know what? Actually, I'm a bit worried and I want to protect our daughters of this nation first. Yeah, would you let anybody homeless come and live in your house? Just anyone, because they're homeless?
not entirely sure where you're going with this.
Well, what I'm saying is I could say that anybody living on the streets is having a hard time. They probably wouldn't want to be living on the streets. So does that mean that you and I have to just say to anyone who's living on the streets, come on, I've got a spare room, in you come? Or would we worry about the integrity of our own houses, the safety, whether we could afford to look after this person, who they were?
I don't really think you can make the comparison there.
Of course you can.
The sad truth is, and look, I think any rape that is committed is a tragedy. Of course it is, but there are so many that are being committed by people in this country. Look, I know
I'm sorry, I don't care. That's our problem. We're going to have rapists and paedophiles and monsters in this country, fine. It doesn't mean we have to import a load of them from countries who statistically have a, proclivity towards that behaviour. And statistically, it is borne out with empirical data. Why are we prioritising them instead of the safety of girls, Sebastian? Come on!
Hang on, Alex, because you just told me that you don't think it's realistic to punish civil servants retrospectively when they allow people in and then they go on to commit a rape. And that's exactly what we're facing here. None of us know who a future rapist is. It could be an Afghan, it could be a Brit, it could be a Frenchman, it could be a German. Anybody could be a future rapist, and we can't guess who they are.
Sebastian, I think we can make some educated assumptions, and there's nothing wrong about doing that.
Someone of doing something that they haven't done yet. That's just a basic fact of the law and of time, frankly.
Look, I don't want these people here at all. Not one.
But the reality is that most of them aren't rapists. It really
I don't care anymore.
Being so rude towards Afghans and towards other people who, most of them are just normal people like you and me. Some of them are nice, some of them are annoying, some of them are selfish, some of them are this and that. They're just normal people, and that we are tarring them all as rapists, I think is really, really unfair.
I'm not tarring them all as rapists. I'm saying statistically, it is borne out in fact. It is borne out in fact that men from that country are more likely to commit a sexual crime than men from other nations. And our first priority as a country is the safety of our children. Okay, we're not a civilised nation if we don't go along with that. If instead we prioritise Lord knows who from Lord knows where, it's a madness.
What stats are you relying on when you're making that?
I made a whole documentary on this. You could go watch it on YouTube.
Give me the recap now, very quickly.
Oh, do you want me to actually Google it? Because I really don't have time to replay a whole documentary. But feel free to go and watch it. I don't have it at the top of my head. I'm not a blimmin' robot, but you can go and watch it straight after this if you like. It was made with the New Culture Forum. It's called Europe's Rape Crisis, and every single statistic in that has been researched. It's come from the crime statistics of all the countries that publish crime statistics by nationality. It involves the incarceration statistics in this country, which is the only statistics we currently have. But you can just look, actually, by opening a newspaper every single day at what is going on. Or do you know what, Sebastian? How about one day you and I play a game of let's walk around London together. I will wear a dress, have my blonde hair out and some high heels. You can walk about 10 paces behind me. We'll go to certain neighbourhoods and you can see what people like me have to go through. Or perhaps you want to go and claim all these men are normal to the mothers of the girls whose lives have been destroyed.
No, I don't doubt that at all, but I think I know you will, as my female friends and those in my life tell me, you get that from white men as well.
Oh, not in the same way!
As an argument to say all brown men or all Afghans or something.
Oh, you don't! You don't, Sebastian!
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is there are certain cultures that persist, that think that women who perhaps are not from their culture, who aren't covered up with a hijab, are fair game, who don't have the same cultural mores as we do because they've not been brought up here, who've sat on their phone, looked at pornography, see a girl with blonde hair and think she's easy meat. That is reality. And until we can listen to women, until we can protect women and children, we're failing. We're failing as a country, and I'm fed up of people throwing moral superiority. Oh, you're a racist. Oh, that's not very kind. I don't care. I don't want one more girl's life destroyed by open-door immigration, which is dangerous. It is wrecking our country. It is wrecking our security. We don't know who are terrorists. We don't know who've committed offences. We don't know who's on the run for that reason. I don't care. It is reckless. It's like getting behind the wheel of a car high on drugs. Oh, some people might be able to drink 10 pints and drive perfectly safely. Other people can't. That's why you're not allowed to drink and drive. So no more of this nonsense where women are being made to feel like there's something wrong with them because men aren't listening when we're saying this can't continue. It's not okay. Oh, Sebastian, I've got to let you go, my darling. Sorry about that. I had to get it off my chest. Let's have a nice, calming cryptic together in the new year.
You're on.
Right, thank you. Happy New Year.